Every time, bro. Hi there, guys. Welcome to Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue, episode 4. This is Carlos here, your host. I got a new visitor in the house tonight. You
Damn,
can't see Jack with his smoke in my face.
We are
bro.
cooking now.
Dude,
Look at that smoke.
candela.
Over to my right, I got,
Yeah, it's Hyro. What up?
and then over here to my left, we got the new visitor in town.
Chris.
And
Hey,
tonight,
Chris.
hey, Chris. Tonight, we're going to be covering a little bit about some outdoor accessories as far as the barbecue relations to the outdoor accessories and a generator that is powered by solar panels or can be charged at home.
I thought you were going to say it's going to be powered by salt for a moment.
No, solar panels. No, solar panels. We're also going to cover some beers. We went ahead and we looked at a local brewery here in Miami, MIA, one more time, and that is a brewery called Unbranded Beer Co.
Epa.
So Hyro and I were out there a few weeks back. We selected some beers for tonight's episode, and we'll be starting off with beer number 1. Over here to my left on this camera, let me tilt this can so you can see their wonderful logo that looks like a U with some bull horns.
Love it.
That's the best description I can give you as far as their logo. But beer number 1 is this green can we see here on camera, and that is Salt and Lime Lager. Now, as far as what I could find for you guys about Salt and Lime Lager, it is a bright, refreshing poolside summer lager treated with some sea salt and some fresh lime juice. So let's take a look at what we have here as far as this beer. Let me leave that one there on the camera, and let's pull some cans out of the cooler. Here's one for you, son.
Yeah.
I know I can't give you a cup.
Nope.
Might as well give you a whole can at that point.
Damn right. You ain't giving no.
You're going to go a whole can there, too? And I'll
go.
pop this one in front of the can, and I'll drink from this one. Ooh, that sound of a can popping. You got to love it.
Woo.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, gents.
Here,
La Latica Verde.
pásame.
You might as well call this, the Lucky Charms or
Hey, Lucky
St.
Charm.
Patty's Verdecito.
This is the Tiffany of beers.
Oh.
Now, as far as
Oh,
the
yeah.
color, I'm going to put it here in front of the camera for you guys so you guys can take a look at what we have as far as this green can called Salt Lime Lager. Salt Lime Lager, again, is from Unbranded Beer Co. And this is what we are looking at. Now, not that I want to shoot the beer down before I taste it, because I haven't tasted it officially here in this episode with you guys tonight, but I have already tasted this beer before. As far as to me, just looking at that beer, I'm not a huge lager fan, so I'm gonna treat it with love as far as the comments. But let's take a look here at what am I tasting. All right, because I feel like lagers for me are a little too light. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think about lagers?
So lagers for me, like all smooth, right? I have yet to find a lager in this world that has like super big bite, so to speak. Like, for example, if you tell somebody like, here, drink a Corona, like you're not expecting no bite at all. You're just expecting just a straight down water. I mean, we know how you feel about that, Carlos, but like,
Bro,
for me,
I think I'd rather the coronavirus before a Corona bottle.
no, dude, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. For me, dude, this has a little bit of bite. Like I can't really taste the lime, but I do taste the salt.
I definitely taste the salt, and I do taste that it's a very smooth lager. I feel like I can have this lager pretty much on the poolside with almost any platter, right? Any type of food. I don't think this one narrows itself to any specific type of food platter for that occasion.
Right.
Because, some beers have bitterness, some beers have that dark stout flavor, and they kind of knock out the opportunity for you to be able to drink that beer with any type of food. I can feel like I can have this, with a pack of pretzels, or I can have this with a full-on 20-ounce T-bone steak.
Like for me, this would be like, how like some people just like beer on like a warm summer day, like when it's like super, super hot outside. This is the perfect thing. Why? Because it's not light and I don't feel like I'm downing a whole meal, right? Like, if you have, like if I have a stout, I know for sure I can have like 2 stouts back to back.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm going to be full as hell right afterwards, for sure.
Yeah, this you can keep drinking. You can keep and eating. Like this is perfect. Like it says, poolside.
Agreed.
Or even at the beach. At the beach, just like.
I can definitely use this as a beach beer. I mean, I can also, I think I can use that beer with pretty much anything that you would use a regular lager beer for. I'm not a picky beer drinker. I'll drink any type of beer you give me. I'm willing to taste and test the limits. But this is more of a refresher, right? This is I've been outside in the sun breaking some wood or mowing the lawn, and I need something quick, cool to cool me down, I think that this is something I can go for.
Mm.
How do you feel?
I just have this anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I could. This is. I had this and I was just like, this goes great with almost any food.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to say. 'Cause some beers like you can have like with certain stuff, and if you have it with something else that's a little lighter, then it overpowers it. If something with something heavier, then it's just like it just gets lost into the food. This, because it has that lime salty feel to it, that whatever you're eating, it just adds to what you're eating, light or heavy.
You know, for me, if I had like this is just like a backyard grill, dude. Like if you do burgers and hot dogs, it goes, you know,
Oh, this will blend
perfect.
perfect
Yeah.
with that.
and like it's effortless. Like it doesn't really feel like you're having a full beer. It's just going
Yeah.
down like super smooth.
Yeah, you
Right.
can just keep just like taking
Yeah.
your swigs like I am right now. I went and grabbed one of the little cups and I put it in there for no reason, just because I wanted to
Dude,
put it in there. It's just like,
I'm already halfway. Like
Yeah.
I'll put it to that way. That's how smooth it is. I'm already halfway.
You're already halfway?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is definitely a smooth beer. I ain't gonna lie.
Like
Yeah,
it doesn't
extremely
fight.
smooth.
It doesn't fight.
makes you just want to take it as a shot. See you there. You're like,
I mean, I took 2/3 of it as a shot. It's agüita.
Agüita.
agüita ahí.
For those of you out there, that's water in Spanish.
Water.
Water.
H2O.
H2O.
Let me see if it tastes any different from the can, because sometimes the cans do give it a
Yeah, that's
slight
why
aluminum.
It's the air gap. The air gap, supposedly.
This one actually stays pretty close to the same on both.
Yeah.
For me, I had it in the little glass and I had it in the from the can.
It definitely stays almost exactly the same. I like that.
It looks like we have a question out there from the crowd.
Oh, look, we got a few people from the audience actually writing up some messages.
I got a question out there from VBambi. VBambiu? I know who this is. I'm not going to expose your name.
Yes, we know who that is.
We know who that is.
Hey.
APV stands for alcohol per volume.
No,
That's-
I think she's not. I think, I'm sorry.
Oh,
They are
what
asking-
is the APV on this can? This is
Yeah.
5.5%. 5.5. 5.5.
No, for
So-
those of you that don't know,
Per Thunder wants to know what's our rating on it too, as well.
out of a 5?
Yeah, out of 5, we're gonna rate this.
Okay, so King Sandwiches, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, that's my nickname for him, besides Puerto Rican Thunder. So I'm going to go ahead and say out of a 5, I'm going to give it a 4.5. Like,
4.5?
because for me, beers, like if I'm going to drink a stout, I know it's got a little bit of bitter. I know it's sweet. I know it's going to be fulfilling. This, it's purposefully not fulfilling because you can drink more of it. So like this is a beer that you can drink regularly. I would put it on the same level as like a Land Shark. I'm weird.
Yeah.
I'm actually one of those people that likes Land
No,
Shark.
Land Shark isn't bad.
Yeah, I'll do a Land Shark on a hot summer day. Why not?
Oh, hell
exactly. Because
But again, that also falls into my category of agüita.
yes.
But, we need different type of beers. You know,
We
you can't
all
have
have
everything
different types of
heavy.
beers.
You know?
Well, I think every person should have like a beer in their arsenal that's just a straight up like slider beer. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some people say like popcorn is a slider food, right? You know, that you can just eat as much as you want of it because it hits your
Oh, it's the
stomach.
same thing with pretzels.
Like, there you go, same shit.
Peanuts.
Or potato chips, same shit.
Chips, peanuts, pretzels,
I'll say, yeah, I agree.
and I feel like they all match well with this beer.
Agreed.
Definitely would game with it too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, make sure I got the cooler next to me so I can pop one out.
However, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think I like the beer more today
Then you did that day.
than I did that day directly from the tap.
Yeah.
It's interesting because now I'm having a different
That's why
perspective.
we had
out
little
of this
trials.
beer.
Now we're drinking it. Now
Right.
we're having like a full. Before we were just trying them. We had the little, sabe?
Yeah, you had
Tacita.
the flight, all right,
Exactly.
with the little sample cups. But today we're having it straight out of a can, and I think I like it more today than I did the other day when we were over there.
You still gave it a good rating, I think. From
I still gave it a
last time I
decent
remember.
rating last time.
What do you give it now? What is your?
I would have to take a look at what we gave it last time I was there.
Well, that's
Well,
right.
actually, just to see that before you look at it, what would be your rating right now? Tasting it, what would be
I would probably give this a solid 4 out of 5.
4 to 5?
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
4 out of 5.
I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
for me, I was gonna give it a 4 out of 5, and for me, that's still pretty damn good.
I mean, I give it a 4.5
And I wasn't that
'cause
far
I don't
off.
Go for it.
I wasn't that far off from what I gave it when we were at the brewery. I gave it a 375.
Ah,
That's
so
fair.
it went up 0.25.
So it went up 0.25.
the only reason I gave it such a high score, like a 4.5, is because I don't go for lagers ever. Like,
Yeah.
my whole fridge is full of dark beer, like flat out. That's all.
You know me.
Oi.
You know me.
I know exactly where you're going with that, bro.
I was gonna leave that one for you to see what grenade you're gonna throw in, but
For those of you on the crowd, that's like my signature saying, oi.
That's me.
all right. So we have officially upgraded score from my last rating to a solid 4.0 out of
There you go.
5 on
So per
Untapped.
Thunder. There you go. You got all of our ratings there.
All
There you
right.
go.
While we wait and finish off these wonderful salt lime lagers, let's go ahead and cover some outdoor stuff, right? The accessory of today's episode that I wanted to bring in, it's not a cheap accessory. I'm going to point that fact out right off the bat.
Oh, no, it's not.
When I bought this accessory, I first started off with a very small version of it. All right. And I bought a 200 watt. So now we're talking about a battery powered generator.
Yeah.
All right. And I bought it through Amazon, and I was like, bro, if this thing don't work, I got 2 weeks, 30 days to return this thing back. I'll be good. All right. That was my mentality. I was like, let's test this out. Let's see if it makes it through this trip. And I bought it without telling the wife anything. So as soon as the thing got home before the camping trip,
She's totally gonna kill you one day.
she was already giving me the death stare, and I was like, it's going back.
You better
this is just
return
a
that.
test drive. It's going back. Trust me, you're going to love the fact that I bought this after we set it up at the campsite. All right. And that is a Jackery Solar Generator. Jackery makes battery-powered generators. They have everything from a 200 watt all the way up to now their new 2,000 watt that they just launched. But the one that we're specifically covering tonight is called the Jackery 1000 Explorer. When I bought the bundle, I bought it with 2 100 watt solar panels. So the price tab that I took when I made this purchase and was almost crucified before the second camping trip was at $1,700
Good God Almighty! Jeez.
for a 1,000 watt generator.
Family.
Good God Almighty! You killed him.
But that 1,000 watt generator brings me 3 110 power outlets, brings me 2 USBs, a USB-C 3.0 port kicking out 30 watts. So I can charge anything on a minor speed charge right off the bat out of that little port. Also has a DC output or DC input. You can go both ways on that. On the top, you have 2 options as far as charging. You can either charge straight to the plug with the plug that it comes with straight to the power outlet, or you can plug in the solar panels. Now, the solar panels, the head of the solar panel is the same head as the head on the charging plug. So I can either charge single solar panel and it'll take longer, or I can use the little adapter it comes with and do dual solar panel at 200 watts.
It's better wattage.
And I can go from 0 to 100 in about 4.5 hours of pure sunlight.
That's not bad.
Quick footnote: I can taste the lime now. It's at the bottom of the can.
Oh, so you got to stir it a little bit.
I think so. I mean, because
shake.
now I get that lime aftertaste. Now I'm just saying. I don't know what's up with
Good
that.
to know. Good to know.
For me, dude, like if you're gonna spend $1,700 on a generator like that, like especially if you're talking about 2 solar panels, so it's no fuel, right? Like there's no gasoline involved whatsoever. So earth friendly. That's number one.
Earth friendly,
right?
100%.
Especially, I mean, if you're in the middle of the freaking wilderness, campground, whatever, you don't want to leave like gasoline fumes. Nobody wants to sleep in the middle of the night with a freaking gasoline generator going off in the middle of the night.
Neither do you want to rely on just gasoline the whole time. Like,
Exactly.
keep it as clean as possible.
I will also be looking for who's the one with the gasoline generator on in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
So they'll tell you off.
Yeah, because they're an asshole.
Loud noises going on.
But the other reason why I also chose to go battery powered generators was not just because of the fuel and the green life environment. It was more of I wanted to keep it as neutral camping environment as I could. In the sense that you don't hear anything but the leaves, the winds, and the nature around you. So that was the first thing I had in mind when I tested out the first mini one. There's other accessories, but I'll give you an idea what they are that I bought for it when I tested the mini one. It is USB 5 watt string of light bulbs. So I literally
light bulbs. That's actually perfect.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Like if you have your own like little campground set up.
So with the canopy from last week.
Exactly. The canopy from last week on the last camping trip, I literally tied because I have 2 of these 15-foot long light bulb strings.
Mhm.
And I tied one all around the canopy that we talked about last episode. And I plugged it to the generator. The generator was right there on top of the picnic table on the canopy, and the whole canopy was lit.
Not
All right?
bad.
Okay,
You can see everything on top of the table, even after the sun went down.
Nice.
Love it.
All right. And it comes again with 2 USB ports. So I'm able to plug in both of those 15-foot long light bulb strings straight to the generator, or you can buy an accessory that can give you multiple USB ports to put more USB charging accessories.
So for me, like for example, like if you're like real life application, like what are we talking about? Like power length? Like are we talking about like 20 hours, 30 hours, 15 hours?
That depends on what you have plugged to it. I gave it a test drive with the fridge because I was also, let's put in consideration that we're recording this from Miami, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And we literally just kickstarted our hurricane season, I believe, last week.
Mm-hmm.
So in the
Oh, yeah.
sense that, power
That's a good
goes
start
out.
for us.
Yeah. So far, we literally kicked off to a wonderful 4-day streak of pure rain.
Flooding and shit already.
So in the scenario that the power goes out and I play with manipulating what you have in the fridge and maintaining that temperature and not opening up the fridge,
Mm-hmm.
I can probably run 5 hours on a full charge of this generator overnight. And then once sun rises the following day in the morning, take the solar panels out and have the generator start recharging as it already kick starts the fridge back on to maintain that food from going bad.
Okay.
All right, that was the whole idea, other than using it as a camping tool, or like we call it, glamping for the women. Because if I would have not had this, I feel like the wife will be a little limited on what extremes she would take on my camping trips.
So let me put it to you this way. If I told Karina, hey, let's go camping, but like primal style, like primal meaning that like there's no campground, it's just you in the middle of nowhere, she would look at me like, are we trying to get axe murdered? And I'd go, no. But like if you tell her, like, do you know up near Ocala there's the Westgate River Ranch? Now they have glamping packages up there and shit like that, right? So if I told her, hey babe, we're gonna go glamping, all I gotta do is say it like that, and she's like, when are we going? That's her response. If I say the word glamping, but if I say camping,
you son of a bitch, you got me.
It ain't just you, man. The wife does the same thing.
No, wait. It was you son of a bitch. I'm in.
I like you got
I had
me,
to
all right?
literally
You got me
describe to
sounds
her,
better. Okay.
babe, there's gonna be hot showers. They're 20 yards away from the campground that we got. You can wash the plates there, so you don't have to worry about the raccoons overnight. All right. I made sure that we got some tarps and covered the dirt. I got you light bulbs hanging from tree to tree. You can see anything. You don't have to worry about the glowing eyeballs in the dark.
All
right. So
shit.
It was 100% glam trip, and on the second
it's
round,
just me drinking in the bushes.
On the second round, there were friends of hers in this trip, friends of her family, and her friends in the family were looking at me like, bro, where do you get all this shit? I was like, bro, you go buying over time. You don't just go to Walmart the day before the trip and you got to buy everything on one shot. No, Pablo, you go over months.
But hold on,
over months.
You have that reputation. Like literally everybody says it. You have that reputation that if the apocalypse happened now, what happens? We're all going to go find Parada. We're all going to find Carlos. Why? Because he's going to be the one who's going to be either be the warlord or the savior. One of the two. More likely the warlord, but that's neither here nor there.
So that, guys, is the accessory, the main camping accessory, the outdoors accessory of the day, which is the Jackery Solar Generator 1000 Explorer. If you buy it, you can buy it solo, and it won't be as hefty on the price. Or you can buy it with the solar panels, and it ranges somewhere between the 15 and the 1700 margin, depending on where you buy it from. All right, next beer up here we got. You guys done with that log?
Yeah, literally I have like a little bit left.
Let me finish this lager here I got.
Chug.
All right, that's done. That goes over back to the box.
I'm going to add a little rum to this.
Good Lord. Wasn't it beer before liquor? No, wait, you had liquor first. Never mind, you're good.
Nah, man, that's always been BS.
Jen. All right, next beer up here, guys. Let's take a look. Now we're jumping fields. I'm going to do a dramatic jump here. Chris, this is shot. This is done?
Yeah, it's done.
All right, so I'm going to move that out of frame. Let's move this into frame.
Yeah.
The name of this beer, when I looked at it on the menu right off the bat,
buddy,
and let me zoom back. so we can see the name. When I saw the name on the menu, I started laughing.
Is that Wake and Bake? No, wait, no, it's
Wake
not Wake
and
and Bake.
Rake.
It's
it's Wake and Rake.
oh.
All right. I started laughing my ass off when I saw that name because Wake and Rake. I feel like that's something my father would have told me in the middle of the fall
You know,
during high school.
you know what the vibe that I get from this is straight up that these dudes are like, they live in like some sort of like really rich house, but they have that little sand garden shit that like really rich people have.
Oh, like the
Oh,
Japanese
yeah,
gardens. that you
yeah.
gotta-
There's like one fucking bonsai tree in the
Little
middle of
sa-
nowhere, and then there's like sand and like 5 boulders, and all they're doing is fucking raking the sand. I don't know why.
no,
And
bro.
then
what
doing it while they're drinking.
Or high as fuck. One of the two. Yeah.
It could be. When I read the name, the shit that I remembered in my head and I started laughing was my brother leaves.
Hey, look,
Hey,
yeah?
speaking
Wake
of high
it-
as fuck, there you go. Hey, buddy.
This is Wake and Bake coming out from the sofa.
if y'all
No.
didn't notice, like I'm one of those people I easily get distracted. So, like if I see bubbles, I'm like,
Humito,
"Bubble, bubble,
humito,
bubble."
humito.
Like smoke.
Squirrel.
Hey, humo.
But going back to the name, when I read that name, bro, it brought back a memory flashback when I had to get up one Saturday morning and I was told, you need to go rake the leaves.
Oh, that's when you lived in White Peopleville.
That's when I lived up in Virginia. And
West Virginia.
I get up and I go out there to rake the leaves, and I have a younger brother. And the younger brother had left the rake you see here on that logo, that stiff head rake, flat on the ground. And as I was walking to get the standard rake,
Oh, I already know this is going.
you already know where this is going.
Yep.
I
Oh.
stepped on the head of this rake, and it went straight to the nuts. All right, that was my wake up.
Did a
to-
sideshow Bob, but
Or Steve O, one of the two. Steve O.
No, but remember-
Jackass 2.
hey, we gotta remember, sideshow Bob just had that hoe. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's funny you brought up Jackass.
Yeah.
Is I literally made the wife watch,
Jackass 4.
4 and 4.5.
Oh shit. Nah, I wouldn't put Karina through that. That's
What's
a
funny
me
is that
thing.
she had found it, and she's like, "You want to see this?" And I was like, "You know what you're asking me, right? You know what we're about to watch."
Exactly.
No.
You know what you're signing up for.
So she went ahead and put it on, and we watched it last night. I was cracking up the whole way through. But that's exactly what it reminded me. I stepped right on the rake and went straight to my nuts. I went down. My father was watching the whole thing from the porch. He was laughing his ass off as I was telling every squirrel, bird, leaf, and tree trunk to F off. All right.
Wait, hold on. Natty's commenting.
Now he just says like it's just a Zen garden.
Oh, look at that. That generator also saved the wife. This is directly from my wife. The generator also saved the wife when the power went out in the middle of the night because she can't sleep in a silent room. She
Trying to
needs
tell
some
you.
sort of background noise.
Trying to
So
tell
hold on,
you.
did she need like white noise type shit?
Like white noise type shit. So what I ended up doing was I ended up
Oh.
plugging the fan that we had on the night table. I plugged the fan straight to the generator, and then the fan was running right off the generator while the power was out.
La vida buena.
Yeah.
Esa es la vida buena camping. That's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Living la
when it's cold.
vida
The
glamping.
midnight glamping at the house when the power goes out. Let's see here. The Zen Garden from Natalie Bermuda's up there.
Yeah, we were talking about the dirt garden.
The Dirt Garden.
There you go. There you go.
I'm trying to read, but it keeps on zooming in and out.
I don't know how to read.
Or it's like that part in Harry Potter. I didn't
Puerto
know
Rican
you could
Thunder
read.
saying, no lie, it was raining upside down some
I-
days. I was like, when if you're watching water go up instead of down, bro.
That's
I was
wait,
gonna say
that's
I was
Avatar.
hired to lead, not to
to
read.
read.
Yep.
Zach Brannigan. I've watched too much Futurama.
Oh my god!
Too much.
All right, guys.
that's
Let's
thanks
go
to you,
here
babe,
to the next beer. The next beer again called Wake and Rake. Wake and Rake is a triple IPA.
Ay,
So
Dios mío.
we're jumping from a nice little smooth lager to a triple IPA. We're also jumping from a smooth lager at 5.5 APV to a nice triple IPA at 10% flour.
God damn.
So we are doubling up here on this APV level. All right, so let's go here for Wake and Rake. Let me move forward here a bit.
Daddy likes.
I mean, 10%. Jesus.
I like the little clack, 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 clack.
What was that about? The whole popping.
Gotta make sure it doesn't foam up on the
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Tap the
we
bottle.
we should totally tag Unbranded in this.
Put
Like,
that one right next to the camera.
free advertising, bro.
Putting one right next to the
Hey.
camera here for you guys, and then let's
Look
give
at that.
Chris a small cup here to sample in case he doesn't like this triple IPA.
Yes, I historically, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a fan of IPAs. I do not like the super after bitter hoppy taste.
What
That's
I
just
have
me.
come to
This is for
learn
Chen.
is that IPAs, as you go higher in the triple, double, quadruple, tend to land smoother than a single IPA. Hyra, I know for you, I need to give you a can, bro. Hold up.
You know, I always need a can for anything.
You right. Here you go,
So-
my man.
So first impressions, like
The A in Hydro means alcoholic.
Coño.
I thought it meant awesome, sir. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, I hate to say this, but like I'm gonna go ahead and say this. You know how when you smoke, like you're like, damn, that's dank, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's-
go ahead and say the smell on this
Wake and rake.
is
That's-
dank as fuck, bro. It really is dank as fuck. Like it has like you
More
can
like funquete.
you can smell the hops like from fucking mouth, but it's not like a super strong hops. It's like a very florally scent. I don't know if that's an actual word, but who gives a shit?
Floral.
You know, like,
Florally.
yeah, it has like a fluorescent.
Floral.
No, not fluorescent. That's bad.
Fluorescent?
If it was fluorescent, we'd be
It's
fucked.
giving you colors now? It's giving you colors.
Bro, you haven't even drank the second beer. You're already having color hallucinations?
No, chill.
Chill.
I'm going to be honest. The floral aroma that I'm getting out of this beer actually calls my attention. And have already tasted this beer from before and knowing more or less what you're about to taste there, Chris, I think you're going to change your opinion on what you're smelling after you taste it.
Hold on.
Because, you know, a lot of these brews that we've been having lately, they have like that dank smell, but the taste is just...
Now, you're not an IPA fan, you said, so I be honest here with us.
I'll drink the shit out of this.
You'll drink the shit out of this, right? So,
Like, do you know why I hate IPAs? Simply because, like, so who makes Hop Gun? I'm trying to remember. Like,
Funky Buddha.
Funky Buddha makes Hop Gun,
Funky
right?
Buddha makes hot.
Yeah.
Mind you, Top Gun is like my favorite fucking movie. My 30th birthday was themed out of it. Like, I've been watching it since like it was made the year I was born. I've been watching it since I was in fucking diapers, right? So I'm like, bro, if it's Hop Gun, this shit has to be fire. And it tasted like royal shit. Like, I just did not like it.
Hop Gun to me is a questionable IPA. I'm not going to shoot it down out of the sky that fast. But I think for it being a single level IPA, just regular, Indian Pale Ale, it does have its slight bitterness, and it doesn't land as smooth as that does.
This is possibly the smoothest and probably the only IPA in this world that I'll drink
Now,
of my own free volition.
I like that. That's
if you're willing to taste more down the road in the future, I will get you a couple of double or triple or quadruple IPAs that you are going to notice don't taste anything like Hop Gun. Hop Gun, I understand why you bring that one up, because that one is, for someone who's starting to taste IPAs,
it's not a good one to start with.
it's not a good one to
Well,
start with.
all right, let me put it in perspective. This is why I don't like IPAs, right? So when I was younger, obviously I was like in my low 20s. I think I was like 22, 23. Mind you, I don't know if we qualify as millennials. I don't really know if we do that, but like
We do.
Most do. I'm in
At
like
least
a weird...
I do.
so
cusp.
we're
I'm
not
the
hip.
Gen
He
X.
for sure does.
Okay, we're
No,
not
I
we're
do
not
not.
hipster.
You do not?
I'm in the weird like cusp
You're in that
between Gen
borderline
X
limit?
and-
Damn.
We're not considered like the
I'm a
hipster ones, right?
Zillennial or whatever.
Zennials, there you go.
There we go.
So-
that word.
I was in my low 20s and I went out with a few buddies and they go to me, "Hey, we're gonna get IPAs. IPAs are the shit, right?" Mind you, at that time, I would only drink like regular lagers, my dark ales, stuff like that, bro. Like I was drinking Amberbach, like
The Amber Bock.
I would get-
Wow, I haven't had an Amber
Wow.
Bock
So
forever.
it still exists, by the way. Just letting you know, like it still very much exists.
Yeah, it does.
So I was drinking Amberbach and my buddy goes to me, he's like, "Oh, try this IPA. This IPA is gonna change your world, right?" And it was Sierra Nevada, right? Sierra Nevada
Sierra
Pale
Nevada.
Ale, right?
Okay.
Mind you, decent brewery, not
Yeah,
a bad brewery.
yeah.
I'm not gonna shit all over their beer,
No, I'm
but
not,
I will
I'm not
say
going to say anything, bro. I've tasted a few of their beers and I like them all.
Yeah.
it had such a strong aftertaste that I found it repugnant, right?
Because we were used to it. They're like, yeah, those things
Right.
like that. You drink those beers that,
Right.
yeah.
So I go to my buddy. I'm like, can I give this back? Like I hated it that much, right? The Sierra Nevada, right? Which
Okay.
so that's for me. That for me was like the beginning of the end when it came to drinking IPAs, right? So, for example, my uncle-in-law, like he loves IPAs, right? He loves Sierra Nevada, and that whenever we go to a party, he stocks it liberally, and he's like, "Hey, you want a beer?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll drink some wine. I'll drink some
vino."
Yeah, bro. I'd rather drink wine than that. And like, you know, literally, I would rather drink, like a cheap like Moscato or something like that than drink an IPA. But
I love me some Moscato.
But this, I will say about Wake and Rake, it is the only one that I will actually drink of my own free will, and I will actually gladly pay for it. It's actually that good.
I should actually see if they have this at Total Wine, because I went with Hyro straight to the brewery, and we bought this straight from the brewery.
To be honest, I haven't seen anything from Unbranded in Total Wine.
They're local.
Yeah, no. Look, I was trying to say, because sometimes they do have local breweries.
Yeah,
I didn't see their stuff there.
There's other local breweries here that are at Total Wine. At least our Total Wines here, but I don't think I've seen Unbranded at Total Wine.
Did you get these at Unbranded? Or
This is us.
Mind you, local breweries have to pay distribution fees, right? So that's why a lot of local breweries don't really do the whole distribution thing in major chains. Like, if, for example, like if you have what's the one from Tampa? The one that makes Unholy. Coppertail. So Coppertail, they make enough money where they can pay the distribution fees, and they're just like, all right, whatever, we'll pay the fees. Who gives a shit? But little local breweries, for example, I'm not going to say that Unbranded's little. Unbranded's a great brewery, but that's less money that they have to spend, so they are going to make just the same amount of money selling it.
If they're starting up, I get it.
Sure.
They're trying to get their name out. They're trying to have the locals come to the brewery first, and then if they get the name that far out, then eventually, I don't. It wouldn't surprise me to start seeing them at Total Wine.
Yeah.
When we go pick up a regular 6-pack at Total Wine, instead of me having to drive out to a brewery.
Speaking of which, let me get the can.
The can?
He wants the can. He won't it. He won't it.
Just give me that one, bro. You get the fresh one.
I like that smile over here off the side.
Well, I can tell you that this one is definitely,
take the can.
as far as my selection of the evening so far, this one for sure is, for me, a 5.
The Wake and Rake?
Wake and Rake for me is definitely a 5.
I would say 4.5 for me.
It's
great. I enjoy the hell out of it.
It's a hard call for Chris over here because he's never really been an IPA fan. I get that.
Okay, I'm going to be fair to it because I'm judging this beer on itself and not my past experience, because I think it'd be unfair.
That's the point.
So I'm going to go ahead and say flat out, fuck it, I'll give it a 4.5.
Hey,
yeah,
4.5.
I think it's fair because it's got punch, it's got kick, but it's smooth enough that I don't feel the overpowering of hops. That's what I really don't like.
That's what most people don't like on the IPAs. That's why it's an acquired taste. Either you keep drinking them and you get used to it, or you just don't like them.
Exactly.
It's like, F this.
True.
If I need to really go back in time to like my truth of tasting beers, I would say IPAs.
My truth.
My truth of tasting beers.
We're gonna get deep.
IPAs was last on my bucket list as far as beers to taste. Right. It wasn't until 2020 when we were stuck at the house and I couldn't, walk out and be like, I started ordering beers online, having them shipped to the house, and a lot of the beers I ordered were all IPAs.
Okay.
And then I started going through a selection of IPAs, and there were some, Chris, I can tell you, that were worse than Hop Gun.
Look, I in no way do I want to take a shot at the makers of Hop Gun, which is
no, I'm not. Funky Buddha's got some great beers.
Funky Buddha is an amazing brewery.
They got some great beers.
I mean nothing but, like, if they're listening to this, I mean no disrespect to their
I'm sure they're not listening.
Personally, Hop Gun is one of the few beers I think that I tasted once. I'll have if it's what you have at the house.
Yeah.
But if I had to select it to buy for myself, I wouldn't.
All right, hold on. There's a few comments here real quick.
I was gonna say this because
Will.
It's Willem.
Will.
What up, Holmes?
What's up? It's been a good minute.
He was giving us some pointers.
Will just made put something out there that's amazing. So it says if they made it through COVID, that's pretty awesome. And then it says Lincoln's Beard has a great beer called the Witch King. So mind you,
that'd be one of those breweries we will taste at some.
Hold on, that is a Lord of the Rings reference as the Witch King of Angmar. So yes,
why do I have a feeling like I have ordered that beer through my online ordering packages, and I may have tasted that beer before?
Somebody get Yanni on the phone.
Does the can actually come with some sort of relations to Game of Thrones?
No. The Witch King of Angmar is Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yes, he is the primary leader.
Because there
of
are
the
some
Ring
beers that came with Game of Thrones logos on them.
Yes.
And I have a feeling that name that he mentioned up there as far as the brewery name may be very familiar.
Well, Lincoln's Beard is on Bird Road here in Miami. They kind of have like a very open vibe, if you will. Like,
well, I guess we're going on Lincoln's Beard.
Yeah, I think
I had it.
That's
Like he was just
saying,
saying, I was at you remember Julian?
Yeah,
Julian
Julian was
went with
here
us
recently.
to actually to
That's
to
where he had
Unbranded.
his wedding, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we had his wedding there. Well, he had his wedding, like we,
Right.
like me. I
Wait, he had his
Boy.
wedding at the brewery?
He had
Yeah,
his
he
wedding at
did.
the
Yeah,
brewery.
yeah.
Fucking
I have photos. I
awesome.
got to show you later.
Shit,
Um,
that's awesome, dude.
And yeah, like we were having those brews there, and yeah, really good. Definitely got to try it out.
That's another one on the list.
Yeah,
And the beautiful thing is, in the back, they have food trucks.
they
which is
do.
always sexy.
And same thing on the
I've
wedding.
come-
They had the food trucks. There was like, well,
I've come to
hello.
realize that most of the breweries we have here locally either have their own little food kiosk inside or guaranteed you're going to find a food truck right behind.
Well, it's like the time that we went to Vesasur, right? So Vesasur, like we were a little bit underwhelmed with the food, like right off the bat, because they had a very limited selection, right? It
Mhm.
was grilled. But imagine this, like you go to a brewery and you get to the back of the brewery, right? If they don't serve their own food, and there's a grilled cheese sandwich, Miss Cheez-Its, right?
Ooh.
Or, fried chicken, whatever you can think of, pizza, all that. Like that's appealing to people. Like
That'll get
the
people
fact
for
that like you
sure.
have food choices.
And especially if you are someone who's passionate about exploring beers and you try to think in the back of your head, what food could I match with this triple IPA?
Correct.
Or what food can I match with a lager we tasted before this? Right? And if
Or
they
I'm
have-
so drunk, give me a pizza.
You're right.
Or,
You're right.
or
That's me.
some fucking tacos. That's what I'm saying. Some fucking tacos.
Some fucking
I've just had
tacos.
like 5
All right.
of these triple IPAs. Give me a goddamn.
Give me my damn taco. Right.
I
The
mean,
drunk
I
munchies
feel
are
like,
a little
I
different.
feel like that kind of happened to you, Chris, when we went to Vista Store after you had
Oh my God.
your
Dude.
your second Arroco Mango beer that we tasted on the prior episode.
It is very unfortunate that I could not be here for that recording because Arroco Mango holds a very dear place in my heart
Oh.
for the simple reason that shit is just straight up diesel gasoline. Like,
It is lovely,
If you
and I
think
want
that's
more
diesel
of it.
gasoline, we need to go back and you have to taste
That needs to be my morning
their
beer.
next escalation up, bro. Their next one up after Arroco Mango. And again, guys, this is irrelevant to the brewery we're talking about here today, but this is on episode 2. If you've listened to our podcast, it was around Vesasur's beers, and these 2 beers that we're talking about were in episode 2, and that is Sazón Tropical.
Yes.
I heard about
Actually,
this.
that is my morning beer.
So the moment you told me
It
about
smells
that,
like hot garbage, but it tastes amazing.
honestly, it's just when you told me about it, it just made my nipples hard, bro. I was just like, whoa! I was like,
Ay.
wow! Here we go.
Ay.
I was like, wowie!
Ah, smoke!
Good God Almighty!
Oh, there we go. That's
Good
so
God
smoking.
Almighty.
Good God Almighty!
Oh. All right, guys, I'm ready for the next beer. How about you?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. This guy goes back in the cooler.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Next
Bye.
one up. Next one up here is in a crowler because they did not have this one in cans.
I am the crowler.
That is a can. That's
Again,
that's a big ass.
That's
can.
a Hyro can.
Putting it here next to my head. Let me put it on the other side so we can.
I mean,
see
unless
here.
you're trying to measure something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Say,
don't
when you
know.
drink with me,
Aye.
Oi.
when you drink with me, that is my can.
This is Hyro's
you
size can.
drink
So
in
this
small can.
is what we call Hyro's liquid lunch.
Liquid lunch. This is a 32 ounce crowler can. The beer we're jumping into here is called Uncle Fluffer Nutter.
Hey,
Nutter.
Boop, Fluffer Nutter.
say that 3 times fast.
Fluffer Nutter.
As we can see
Uncle
there,
Fluffer Nutter 3 times.
Chill.
on Uncle Fluffer Nutter, we're looking at a 10.9% APV. So we're upgrading from the 10% that we just had with the Wake and Rake triple IPA.
You know, 0.9%.
Uncle Fluffer Nutter is an imperial stout.
Imperial.
So
like me.
we're changing here to a different league of beers.
This is my territory right
This
here.
is Chris's territory. This is what he likes to drink.
Oh yeah.
This imperial stout,
Stout.
is conditioned with peanut butter and marshmallow.
Oh my
So-
god. Hold on. I'm sorry. So Will just posted, first off, hops are plants, right? So that makes beer salad. My dude.
Hey,
100%.
That
Preach,
has been
brother,
my
preach.
diet.
100%.
Preach.
That has been
100%.
my diet since I was in middle school.
I mean, chill. I'm not trying to get that fat either.
Let's get here some clean little test glasses. Oh, snap. I took the whole cardboard out.
I love how you have the little mason jars.
For sure, bro.
Yo, these things are amazing. I love these.
Hold
I
on.
took one for myself.
Steve's handing you one, dude. Steve's handing you one. Right there.
Oh, that's because
he's ready to taste.
yeah, he want a taste.
That's Steve saying
that
I
one
would
here,
like a refill,
Give him
please.
a clean. I'll
Oh, you
put
want
him
a
on
clean
a clean one. Yeah.
All
Chris,
right,
this
got
one's
it.
also dirty
Clean
for
one?
you.
That's the dirty one, sir.
So yeah,
Put that one there.
already up top.
All right.
You already got a clean one over for Chen?
Yeah, I got 3 over here. You need one? Or you gonna? Yeah, you need one because or hand me a red cup.
You poured it in the rum. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, hey, bro.
All right, so let's pop this open here, guys. Let's see what it sounds like. You know, I hope, and this is going to be a huge question mark because
Here's that tap. Here's that tap.
we were expecting to pop
Quiet
this
everyone.
a week ago.
Ooh, look at that.
There's still some gas in there, so that there's still hope.
See, that was a worry because we had to wait about 10 days? 10,
We almost had to wait 10 days.
Yeah.
I mean,
today's
but
episode.
shelf life of beer isn't that bad either.
Yeah,
Even-
but in
even-
a crawler,
it's
it's a little different.
Oh,
I'm going to move forward here a little bit because I'm not about to get baptized with a stout.
Baptize me, bitch.
it's gonna.
All right.
I'm gonna dive in.
Coño.
Look at that! It's like
Esto
coffee,
cabón puro.
dude. That's coffee right
Here,
there.
pass me that. That's going to Chen.
Give it a chin.
So-
give it a chin. Give it a chin.
There is hope.
Oh, wait,
There
hold
is
on. Oh, no,
definitely
that's the show one. Sorry.
some head that develops as you pour in.
Oi,
I'm sure some head develops.
oi, loca. So the good,
Oh, bro.
the sign of a good stout. I know
Jen?
this is gonna
All right,
sound
guys,
so bad.
let me clarify that because this joke is going to go a whole different direction. Head is what you call in a beer when you pour it into a cup and the foam begins to develop on the top.
Yeah, that's
That
what she
is
says.
head.
That is
All right,
head.
let's not take head any other direction.
I mean, unless you're
Just
Al
to
Snow.
clarify.
Al Snow, bro. Al Snow.
All right.
That's the
What does everybody want?
head.
A lot of
They don't have
WWE
beer here, but I'm always
references.
swinging over here.
A lot of WWE references today.
Oh.
All right, Chris, you like this type of shit, so let me hand this over to you.
All right. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we got?
However, you got to. Oh, you give me a whole red cup. All right.
Oh my.
All
Lord.
right.
Hi.
All
Name's
right.
Hyro.
So
This is what I like.
So I already tasted this beer with Hyro. So Chris, you tell me what you think,
yeah.
and
We'll
I'll
get-
tell
we'll
you
get
what
your
I
beer.
think.
What do you smell?
And then if you had to pair this up with a food
Once you
or with
taste
a
it.
platter, what platter would you pair this up
But
with?
first, we got to see what he feels about that smell.
all right. Here we go. So first of all, it smells like dessert,
Ooh.
which is
And
beautiful.
that I
right?
agree with you 100%.
It smells like heaven. Is what it does.
It does.
Now, mind you, that's because
Fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter. There you go. So what I get out of it, it smells like birthday cake. I don't
Okay.
know. It gives me that vibe. It gives me that feel like of birthday cake. That smell. But let's taste it.
It's thick.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna finish the can, I will.
Oof. Oof.
That's-
All right.
So,
You know you're gonna have to fight me for it, right?
dude, I mean, I'm not gonna fist fight you, but we could
I'm
do
kidding,
we
you
could
know.
do a tug of war or some shit or
Nah, we'll play some
So
WWE 2K.
So I can definitely say that for this crowler to have been stored in the fridge for almost 10 days from the day that I got it,
Spot. Yeah.
it still tastes pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah.
this gives me it gives you everything that you want out of a stout. What's like for those of you out there that like stouts, right? With like me, I'm a stout fanatic. Is you're
Stoutly
looking
fanatic,
for
would you say?
stoutly fanatic? Yes, very
Aye.
stoutly. I mean, more in the gut, so but still. Hey, there you go, Al Snow. There you go.
No. Yes!
yes,
Yeah.
Al fucking Snow. Yes, the legend himself, the WWE legend and Hall of Famer. So
And Gangrel for a second.
well, funny enough, we actually saw Gangrel.
And Unbranded.
And yes,
Yeah.
there you go. You remember you told me that,
Unbranded has wrestling events, just so you
Yes.
know, if y'all like wrestling.
which is fun. I think it was the East Coast Wrestling League.
Yes.
I think it is, or wrestling.
I'm not 100%. I'm not even gonna.
something to that effect, which I'm definitely down to.
It's
go.
every first Saturday of the month. I gotta look it up.
I mean, if they have midget wrestling, I'll definitely go for sure.
Damn, bro. You gotta go that far?
I mean, I'm sorry, little people.
Little people
I do
wrestling.
apologize. I am not prejudicial towards little people. I'm just saying little people. That's all. Okay. All right. So back to the beer. All right. So it gives me like maybe because it's been in the crawler for a while, you could definitely taste the extra sweetness in there. Like it's very, very sweet for a stout. Most stouts have a lot of body, but then a little bit of bitter at the end, right?
I'm gonna cut you off there real fast, just so that I can self-reflect on how it tasted to me when I drank it at the brewery
I love your self-reflecting.
2 weekends ago. All right.
What did we learn from therapy?
What we learned from therapy. Right?
What did we learn from therapy? Wow.
When I tasted it a week and a half ago, give or take, it wasn't as sweet as you pointed out now. You are right on
it is
that.
a lot sweeter than
It is definitely a lot sweeter than when I remember it. And I think it being in the can for a week and a half has a lot to do with that. When I tasted it,
though.
it is not bad. I can definitely have this beer.
So you know what this means, right?
What?
We have to try it from the source again.
Oh, for sure.
We must
Almost
conquer
done.
this. We must climb
sure.
this mountain.
And you get their brisket.
Oh, I've
They have
climbed it.
Brisket
And then walked
loaded
it backwards.
nachos.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said brisket loaded nachos.
No,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Repeat that slowly.
Brisket loaded nachos.
Oh my God. Good God. Oh, hold on. Heido, are you ready? Good God Almighty.
yes,
Good God Almighty.
Good God
Brisket loaded nachos. Good
When
God.
we ordered the brisket loaded nachos, I ordered a full cup of Wake and Rake. But after having this right now, I think I could have also had the brisket with this and just given it a slight dessert taste after I had the barbecue taste.
Now let's be fair. It's exactly like you said. It's been in the crawler for a little bit of time, so it's had time to break those sugars down a little bit, right? So in essence, you would be thinking you would get a little bit more bitter. It's actually gotten a little sweeter.
Yeah.
So that means initially there's more body in this beer than you would really think.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if I were to drink this, I would have to eat it with something light because this would take up the bulk of my stomach.
Bro, just have an IPA before you have that.
Okay.
He's just trying to get you to drink IPAs.
Folks.
Is what he's doing.
Okay, folks, let me say this. Just because I'm a fat guy doesn't mean my stomach is as big as it really is. It's actually smaller, right? I eat a lot of vegetables. You gotta know.
I eat my
Bro.
veggies.
Why you hating, dog? We're just big boned.
That's true.
All right.
I prefer pleasantly plump. That's the right word.
Pleasantly plucked. All right.
Eat your vitamins.
Eat your vitamins, kids.
Alrighty then.
Don't be like us.
This is my vitamin.
Now, Chris, from a 1 to 5, what would you give this beer?
Oh, good God.
Good God Almighty, what's your goal?
So you know what? Even though I do have my obsession with stouts as much as I do, I cannot give it a full 5. The reason I cannot give it a full 5 is because it's not because we had to wait, right? I'm not going to go ahead and say that. I'm saying I want to taste it in its prime, right?
Okay.
So right now I'm going to give it a 4.75, right?
Coño.
And
All
that's still very, very generous, right?
You are shooting it high already. Okay.
I'm shooting high simply because it has everything that a stout should have. It has body. It has a little bit of sweetness, not to the point where like it drives you crazy, but it.
I just saw that right now. I look up like,
Chan, I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Oh, man.
my gosh, yes.
Already.
That looks like King Kong Bundy.
Yeah,
that is King Kong Bundy.
That is like,
Oh man.
that's like old school, straight up.
Oh, dude. But yeah, like it gives you everything that you want. It gives you the coffee aftertaste. It gives you the sweetness. It gives you the body that you want, right? That's what you really want out of a stout.
Okay.
You really want that full experience and you want the full body. So,
Okay.
and I think this gives you that. I still want to taste it in its prime.
Okay.
Just when it's fresh off the stout. But that's just me.
What do you think?
Yo, I still love it.
I still like it as much as
like
I
for
did
me,
that
it's
day
still
that we tasted
like.
it.
So for me, like a really good is a 4.5. 4.5 is great.
Okay.
Like 5 is like greatness. It's you've hit the pinnacle.
I think I'm going to land right there with you. I think I can give
Okay,
this one also
4.5.
a 4.5 out of 5.
That's fair. I mean,
I can
think
give it a
that's fair.
4.5.
Still, that's like a lot. Like this is something I definitely would recommend some new drinkers because that's exactly what I do most of the time. Because now, dealing with a lot of younger folks, I'm like, hey, look, y'all starting to drink some
Bro.
beers. Start here.
Quit reminding me that fact, dog. I feel older and older every day
Dude,
at work.
yeah, no.
Do I have to remind you?
I
I'm
just
the
found out. I
oldest.
just found out somebody the other day at work was 19 years old,
Yes.
and I'm like, "What do you mean you're fucking 19?" That and they were telling me that they're like, "Yeah, I can't even legally buy a drink yet." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. Well,
But it just goes to show you that like
people
now
we have interactions with. Yeah, like we go to younger ages. That's why for me, People forget I'm a lot older than most people, and then I'm just like, yeah, I've been drinking for a while.
Well, it's like
this is where I start you.
I'm not going to shoot his name out in this episode, but there is a specific individual that went to have lunch with us one day, and he wanted to be Mr. Tough Dude, and I was like, all right, that's cool with me. We're all sitting at the bar there, and I'm like, how about you have a shot at 151?
Oh God, that's you can fuel a car with 151, bro.
So
151 is
he's
my
like,
love child.
He's like, what is 151? I was like, oh, you don't know what 151 is, bro?
You want to describe me? It's 151.
The only thing I can tell you is that 151 is a type of drink that you want to breathe
rum.
in before you take it in and you swallow
and clench your asshole at the same time.
Oh no, I take it like water and let's go.
Breathe out
like water,
after you swallow. Just let the fire come back up.
Dude,
right.
Okay, hold on. For anybody who's ever drank 151 straight up, on the bottle itself, there is a warning that it is illegal to ship it on a fucking plane. It has to be shipped in by Bacardi through a boat. Simply because if enough pressure, that shit will explode like a fucking grenade. Like that's how much fuel is in it.
I have snuck a bunch of that and sold it because they stopped selling it through Bacardi.
They did discontinue it.
Yeah,
by the way.
I took a trip, bought some.
There is.
I got it over to another part of the U.S.
It kills your fucking pancreas. That's
I have
why.
a bottle at home.
What are you
that
talking
I
about?
haven't
My
opened.
pancreas is amazing.
Okay, yours is made of titanium, but that's not the point. What I'm saying is that there's no logical reason any human being in this world should drink 151 by itself. I mean, at least as a mixer. Jesus Christ.
No, bruh. All right, looks like our chats right now are going a little cray.
Let's go back to the chat here. Let's see.
So let's go. People are basically yelling out their birth dates. We got 94 over here from Per Thunder. It's like, yo, you still young, bruh.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, in our years, bro.
Will, you and me aren't that far apart. All right.
How old is Will?
Yeah, like
he says they're
Willem
88.
Willem is 88.
Shit, that I'm the eldest, bro. 86. No, wait.
No,
I don't.
Eldest, excuse me?
I'm sorry. I'm
You got Ira over here. What are you talking about?
Good God.
cool.
You're 86. I'm 85.
Look, I know I
Oh,
look
shit, so
young.
I'm not-
Everyone
shit.
thinks I'm in my 20s, but nah.
That's that. That's
No,
that.
Nah.
I get that
That
all the
Dominican
time.
blood you got in you, son. Come on now.
Dude, I get that all the time. And they're like, people are like, oh, you're like, what, 27, 28? And I'm like, thank you. Thank
For
you
sure.
so much.
100%.
It makes me feel so much better about myself. And then I look in the mirror and I'm
100%.
like, fucking gray hair everywhere.
Apparently, we did not invite Chuckles. He
Oh,
wants to get
Chuck.
invited. Exactly. I was about to say.
What up, Chuck?
Oh.
Dude.
Damn.
Chuck, man, the original Jacksonville Jaguars fan. There you
Our
go.
Chuckles is also 88. Look at that.
I love everyone just yelling their years out.
Damn.
Will, we already know you 88.
Hold on,
Get out of here.
hold on. 1983.
Oh no, Will, no.
Chuckles
Chuck
is 88 as well,
Okay,
not just
okay.
Will. All right.
I thought Will was just. I was like, yo, what the?
Will the Thrill, bro. Damn.
Will the Thrill.
It's Willem.
Willem. I'm sorry. Willem.
No, it's Will.
Willem.
Not ever me.
Oh man. All right.
I think Chuck's like, yo, don't.
Who's gonna
don't
finish
put him
off
age.
this Uncle
Me.
Fluffer Nutter?
No,
You want more?
I can't.
Me.
I can't.
You can't want
No,
more?
Me.
no, because I need to use
Well, part
the
of
restroom,
me
that's
does
why.
not.
I gotta.
Well, part of me.
They're still
does
holding
not
on the beer,
understand.
bro.
I know. That's why
Okay.
I'm holding it, bro.
I'm not
I
gonna.
want it from this suck. I
I'm
want to
not gonna
drink it
finish
directly out of the
fluffing
crowler.
nuts.
All right.
So if either one of you two want to finish the fluffing nuts, that's up to you.
Do you want some after? Because like
Here.
I'm about to drink it straight up out of the
Put
can.
some fluffer nutter here for me.
Okay. Fluff
You-
your nuts.
Hey, oh.
All right, hold on.
Jen, you can sample that. Full copyright.
Do
stuff.
not sample that.
Hey, wait,
Do
wait.
not sample that.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
here's-
where's the love? Where's the love?
Here's another colada.
Where
For me.
is the love?
All right.
You want some more?
No, fine. I'll hold out for the other.
Let's get it.
As we finish here, fluffer nutters, let's go into the barbecue section of this evening. In this
favorite
evening's
evening.
episode in Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue, for the barbecue section, I'm actually going to give you guys a barbecue pit, fire pit recommendation. This is not a expensive accessory. I bought this accessory at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's.
You bought it at Dick's.
Bought it at Dick's.
La, 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 la.
And it was with the idea in my head that when you go to a campsite, you have a fire pit.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I mean, well, most.
Most
I like
camps
to
have
dig a
fire
fire
pits,
pit.
and those that don't just have, you build your own fire pit, right? But this accessory is functional in both the ones with fire pits and the one without fire pits.
Okay.
This is called the
Da-da-da.
Coghlan's Heavy Duty Camp Grill.
Mhm.
All right, and this is a cast iron grill that you put. It has 2 legs.
You sold me a cast iron.
Oh, really?
They flop right out. You put it right over the fire.
Mm.
All right, and I got to tell you, I made some juicy hamburgers,
Oy.
churrasco, chicken.
He
hot
said
dogs.
I have to say, never say churrasco.
Hold
like
up,
that
espérate,
again.
espérate. hold on.
Churrasco,
Churrasco, loco. You gotta say it right.
Compadre, se dice churrasco.
Yeah, don't
Churrasco.
Look, I
All right.
understand these are for fans outside, but we do not say churrasco.
He's saying it for the other folk
I'm
out
kidding.
there. He's
I'm saying it for the other people out there. I got
churrasco.
churrasco. No,
Good God,
churrasco.
Churrasco.
Some
Get that
good
raque.
smoked sausages right over that fire pit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yo, and I got to tell you that it held up. And it's already gone through 3 camping trips so far. And you just,
Okay.
you clean it after the trip. I would recommend you take a heavy duty trash bag because I'm not cleaning that thing at the campsite. I'm going to clean that thing when I get
Later,
back
yeah.
home. So before you put
Makes
that thing
sense.
back into your vehicle, I would recommend a heavy duty trash bag to
Or multiple just to keep the smell
stick
from
it in
whatever,
there and wrap it up as you drive back to your house. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the price tag on that little accessory was just $29
It's not bad. For a cast iron, that's
for
not bad
a
at all.
cast iron grill. It's 16 by 24 inches.
Well,
Okay.
cast iron as a whole, like if you treat it with love and respect,
Oh.
cast iron itself gives you like
It'll
the
give
most
you all of
beautiful meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
ask Karina. Karina, I made for New Year's Eve. I made a
Who?
cast iron ribeye. I'm sorry, folks. That would be my wife, who's currently in the studio right
Which
now.
I've been looking at in the side every
So-
once in a while.
I made a cast iron ribeye, and it is possibly the most beautiful steak I have ever made in my life.
Mm.
And not only that, I topped it with some garlic shrimp. Right.
Ooh.
So, mind you, it's the sexiest
Little surf
recipe
and
I've
turf.
ever made in my
Little
life.
surf and
But
turf.
Aye.
But like, let me give you a little tidbit for those if you've never cooked on cast iron. Cast iron requires a lot of love and a lot of maintenance.
A lot
You
of
have
You gotta
to-
take care of it.
You
Yeah.
got to take care of it.
a lot of meat.
But when I tell you, it gives you the sexiest char on your meat, and it gives you the most
Sorry,
beautiful.
bro. I'd rather keep my meat as it is.
Oy. But like, on all jokes aside, like you can do so much with cast iron, dude.
Epa.
The only thing, and like I say, is like cast iron, if you don't take care of it, it will break and it will rust. So you have to be very, very sensitive with it. But that's my tidbit.
I feel like you just like the.
I like one of the comments we have up here on the screen.
I live. Are you
Dicks
talking about
and
the frog from
fluffernutters.
Brew?
Aye.
The one from Brew? Yeah, I do it. I was looking at that. I wanted
Dicks
to
and
read it.
fluffernutters.
Better,
Yeah,
better,
you
better.
did.
Dicks and fluffernutters.
Hold on, hold on.
Aye.
Bruno, you gotta
Oh.
say it. You gotta say it the right way. It's oi,
Oh.
and it's also
Aye.
O-Y. I'm sorry, O-U-Y with an
En
exclamation.
español.
En
Aye.
español.
En
sap.
So we
En
say
sap.
it that way, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way we say it. All right. I'm just saying, trademark Chris Kennedy.
Let's
There
see
you
any
go.
other jump ins we have here other than Chuck, Will, Bruno. Oh, look at that! My mother's jumping in saying hello to
Yo,
you.
man.
yo, mammy.
My mammy has jumped
Yeah,
on for this
mammy.
episode.
Hello, Mrs. Parada.
All right.
I promise we're good influences.
Hi. All right, so we've gone through so far. We've covered in tonight's episode. We've covered Salt and Lime Lager. We've covered Wake and Rake. We covered Uncle Fluffernutter. The last beer I brought in for tonight's episode slightly drops a little bit in APV, not by much.
What? There's more?
There is one more.
But there's more.
Well, hello.
This is the one that they call their
I go grab the big
10-year
cat. There's more?
their 10-year anniversary old ale.
Okay.
All right. It's a barrel aged in Woodford Reserve barrels.
Ooh.
So the wine company, Woodford Reserve?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Conditioned with maraschino cherries and orange zest.
So it is maraschino. Is the
Thank
company.
you for the
Maraschino.
correction there, Chris.
Sorry, it's my inner nerd. I
Maraschino.
can't help it.
All right. Maraschino cherries and orange zest. All right. So let's pull this bottle out so we can put it here in front of the camera for the peeps.
Oy.
For the guys and the gals.
The guys and the gals.
We're just all about the exhibitionist today.
Oh, Chen wants his glass.
Chen, that's
Chen's
his
bringing his
tribute.
glass right over here.
That's Chen's tribute.
As you can see, it looks like it's on a nice little old-fashioned cup on the front of the label. We have none of us here have tasted this one yet. When we got
We
this
have not.
bottle at the brewery, this was on the menu, and we were like,
That's right. Yeah.
I'm curious of how that might taste. The name kind of caught our attention.
You know, I completely forgot that we
So we have not tasted this one yet. So there's going to be a first for all three of us. You want a shot over there too? No?
See, please.
Let's pop this open. Let's see what we got.
Is it like a special edition?
Yes, it is not on their standard
Esa vaina.
menu item all the time.
Okay.
So
I'll
this
try
is a seasonal, I'm going to guess, going on now until it is over.
We just need a little bit there.
A little bit here.
This is for Karina.
That's for Karina. Let's put this one first. Let's see here what color we
Un
get.
poquito, un poquito.
Damn, babe. Look at
Ooh,
you. Big
I like the cutter. I like the color.
She's
Not
trying
the
to
gutter.
She's trying to get
I like the color.
Look, she
The
gets
gutter.
first.
That one.
She gets the opening.
I mean, she can get lucky anytime, but you know, it is what it is.
Here's another.
Look,
this
you
one's
gotta
for.
move back again.
That's
This is
love.
Chen.
You can join us.
Hyro, that's for Chen.
You.
All right. This cup here,
That's fine.
that's still
fine.
clean. This
That's
is for
fine.
Chris.
Bottle for Hyro.
Bottle for Hyro.
Yeah, just give at this point give Vital the
Hi.
And then let me myself get Toho.
No, este. This one's clean.
This is clean.
Yeah, dirty over here, clean over here.
All right. Let me put the color here in front of the camera.
Exactly.
So this is the color to go with the bottle.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
It's nice, like
So it's got a nice color to it. I
hazel-
ain't
like it's
gonna
like a
lie.
cherry,
It almost
like
matches
cherry
the logo.
brown, cherry like.
I think they did very well on the logo.
Ese color. I'm not even looking at the logo. I was talking about just like
Yeah, I'm
Ooh,
looking at the
man,
color
that
on the
shit's
cup. But if you look at the
gorgeous.
color in the cup and you look at the color in the logo,
gorgeous.
yo, they almost match.
Amazing.
It's got that nice little orangey brown tone to it.
Look, people in our chat just saying like it looks fire.
So I'm gonna go ahead
Brew,
and
we need you here.
it has a very iced tea like iced tea like look to it, like in the sense of like if you gave this to me, I would think it was an iced tea. I would think it's Lipton iced tea. Like
Okay.
true story. Now, taste on the other hand,
You want some ice with it?
no, thank you.
But what do you feel from that beer? What do you taste?
I feel like a little bit of cinnamon or cardamom at the end, like
Okay.
just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and say
bottle
that
for Hyro.
yes, bottle for Hyro. So
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna,
my mouth again. That's if you're gonna do that.
yeah, please, yeah, actually,
Pour more in here.
top me off. Yeah, top me off.
Look, I won't drink until you guys are done.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like, out of all the beers that we drank, it's probably you're gonna hate me for this one, but
Serve
it's my least
Too
favorite.
far away from me.
I was expecting that.
Do you know why I'm gonna say it's my least favorite? Because it doesn't have punch, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
have the pizzazz that I look for in a strong beer, especially a dark ale, right? So a dark ale is supposed to have like a real big kick to it. This doesn't. This has a very soft finish to it, right?
I feel like this. Hold on.
I am also going to be honest with you guys a little bit as far as what you see on the camera for those of you who are actually watching us live on the video.
It tastes like a cocktail.
The
It
color
does.
you see on the camera.
That's what I feel like what they're going for.
It does.
What were we going to say?
The color you see on the camera is slightly lighter than the real color that's in the cup. The color that's in the cup is
Because
slightly
bright
darker.
white lights. This is why I wear shades.
Bro, the sun ain't out.
Well, he's trying
Well,
not to
these
get a
lights
headache.
are-
He's not trying to get a headache. That's what he's trying to avoid
Got
it.
it.
Your boy hates bright lights. I'm a vampire. You know, I
Okay.
hate vampires.
He's
I
right
mean,
about that.
I love full moons, so would that make me a werewolf?
I'm always a werewolf.
I mean, with
Still hate
that
bright
beard,
lights.
with the beard, yeah, for sure. Werewolf.
Arrgh.
Oh.
I mean, I do get pissed off on full moons.
I mean,
could
I
be a
think
sign.
that's. I think
I
that's
get drunk
everybody,
on full moons.
though. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I sleep during full moons. I don't know. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
A shout out to Will for
Come on,
jumping in.
man.
He's got to head out, so thanks for jumping in, Will.
Thank you, Will. It's
Salute.
nice to see you, brother.
Chris, I'm gonna agree on you on this one. I think
That's my least favorite.
it is not a killer, so I would definitely drink it again if I had it. Would it be
It
something?
definitely feels like a cocktail.
Like if somebody poured this in a glass for me with ice and like a little fruit thing, I would totally think it's a fucking cocktail.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I would not know that it's beer. But you know what?
I like what they were going for.
Yeah.
The idea of it.
That's exactly what they
I
were
like
going
it.
for.
Yeah.
Like you can taste the fruit in it, whatever fruit that is. I have no fucking idea.
no,
what
it's
that
a cherry.
is,
It's like definitely. It's like having. I feel like I'm having a kind of what's it called whiskey sour in
Yeah,
a way.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
And I'm thinking that's why I was in the
I definitely
Wood
feel the
Reserve
cherries.
battle.
Though.
Like,
You feel, I feel the cherries and the orange.
yeah, that's why. And like
Definitely.
normally in
And
a whiskey,
I haven't even smelled this thing, so I don't even know what it smells like.
The smell's not strong at all. It's not
The
pungent.
smell
No.
is actually really smooth. The smell actually has a sweet
smell goes in my
after
mouth.
smell to it, and it's not bad.
How do you feel about it? We're polling the crowd right now.
So we have two.
So hold on, ladies and gentlemen. My wife just stated this. She just stated that this tasted like an Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer that wanted to be a beer. I think that's fair, babe.
What do you think,
fair.
Chen?
Chen, your thoughts, sir?
What did you say? It tastes good. It tastes good to him.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the label of this beer, if you can show that to the camera real quick, it really,
I think it's actually telling it what they're trying to do.
I think it's literally
And
what they're trying to do.
It's not putting in anything further than what it's like, hey, look, we're trying to make a cocktail out of a beer. And I kind of like that. I like that idea.
This
of it.
beer,
This definitely is supposed to be shared.
yes, absolutely. This is not.
Yeah,
something you
I
should
don't
drink
think I
right
would have a full on a pint of this beer.
This is something
but like
I
we
would
would have
serve.
like I would say like we should have like cocktail glasses with some ice in it, and then some of that poured in, and then just
Or
drink it that way.
maybe a little fruit, you know, something
See?
like a cherry or some
add
orange.
a cherry to make it like bring the ooh snap.
Oh, damn, he put in the sexy lighting. Good lord.
Oh snap.
Oh,
Can we just
shit.
We going that dark? Aye.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say
it's the power love hour.
Boy, with your host Hido. So like I would definitely serve this like you know how you guys know that I like to cook and like I like to serve food to people. This is something that I would serve like
I would have never known.
I would yeah for sure. I would definitely serve this to like let's say one of like this is not a sexist thing but this I would definitely serve this to like say the girls at the party that didn't really want to drink beer.
Okay.
Like
Most
I would
don't, to be honest.
it's true. Most women don't like beer on an average, but I would serve this to a girl who says, "Hey, I don't like beer. It's not my thing." Because this is pretty damn close to a cocktail. I would say
It is definitely pretty darn
It
close.
is.
I'm
It is
not
very
gonna lie,
close to a
you know.
cocktail, and I kind of like that because your boy loves some.
But I think
Loves some
it
cocktails.
would probably need a minor dilution
yeah.
to make it feel a little bit more like that cocktail.
Maybe some lemonade in it or something like that. Make it like a
Because-
full on a Palmer.
But I feel,
Straight
like,
out of
I
the
feel like
bottle?
this has a lot of potential for doing different type of drinks with it, compared to like most beers. It's like beer is just a beer. You just drink it the way it is. This is like you can do different things with it. You can play with it. You can
Okay.
have fun with it. You can
Woo!
yeah, exactly. You can hit the prostate. You know.
Okay.
Right there
All right.
with the pinky.
Oh man. Well, you guys have any other recommendations for this evening?
I'm gonna go ahead and
I
say
recommend
that
we just keep drinking.
I'm gonna go ahead and say as a person who knows Unbranded pretty well, I've got to spend time with them, on a different side. Just a little plug for me. I teach actually food and alcohol safety compliance on the side as a side business, and I got to know them, from that angle. They're a very responsible brewery. They're a great brewery. The people there that work there are super friendly, super
are.
kind,
Love
and they
them. Love them.
genuinely have an interest in how your day is going and how you are as a person. So if for me, I'll definitely give them, as a brewery, I give them an A+. Simply not only because the beers are fantastic, but I will definitely say that as a brewery, like there's more to breweries than just the beer. I think it also has to do with the personality of the people that work there, and I think they're all fantastic. So
I'm gonna agree with you 100% on that, Chris. Because if I'm not mistaken, Harold, the bartender that helped us out the day we were there was Elise.
I think so. Yeah.
I met her.
I think that was her name.
Yeah.
Nice girl.
And
Really nice.
she was very honest as far as recommending beers and giving us recommendations of what we may or may not like.
Yeah, and it was funny because like you ordered yours, and I was like, "Give me all the crazy ones."
No,
Right, right.
no,
You
no,
ordered-
yeah.
That person
I
was like,
remember you ordered
I was
mostly all sours, and
Yeah.
I went for like
I was
all
like,
the dark,
crazy ones,
all
Yeah,
the dark stuff
exactly.
they had.
I was like, because we need to have both sides of things,
So we got
And
to
and look
try-
what we got from we got the salt and lime out of that. Look at that.
Oh, the
Yeah.
salt and lime. I definitely give the salt and lime for me is definitely a yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right.
that came from me just coming like, hey, look, let's try all these crazy sounding ones. Let's taste them. Let's go.
I'm not going to say
and that's
that
what you should do at Brews.
there is no beer that we had today that I would say is a nay. I would highly recommend it to everybody out there. There's just such a wide variety that they have. They literally hit the whole spectrum.
Right.
If you look at their menu, they have literally, I think, one of everything. They've got a sour, they've got a stout, they've got an IPA, they've got a little bit of everything to please the crowd. Most breweries don't do that. Most breweries literally hit a certain spectrum and that's it. But I think they really cross it.
The next brewery we were looking at, I was looking at their menu earlier today, and I feel like they are very limited on what I have on the item menu.
But we taste them later. We'll see what's up.
But as we taste them, we'll figure out what we get.
All right. So I think this is
closing
up.
I think that's it. That's it for tonight, guys. You got any other comments? Any other questions?
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I hope
I'm going to keep drinking.
Thank you
I hope
guys
to be
for
back
coming
soon.
All you out,
everyone
out there.
Harold, thanks for another great episode.
Thank you,
of
everybody.
of our great United
I don't
comedy.
need thanks. I'm here for you.
And plenty of smoke out the ass from what I experienced today in this episode. Ladies and gents,
Perfect distraction for me. Smoke.
That's it for Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue episode 4. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
God bless.
Later.